A million ideas spark inside your head, calmly elevating you to a time you never had. Strictly stagnant, the sparks light a fire that can't be managed. Driving down the highway, you can't see the road ahead. As the fire grows bigger, you become more nervous, wondering if you can find a way to safety. But you don't know which way to go. No signs or GPS telling you which way is right. And at this point, you've been driving for 25 miles and it's becoming a comfortable feeling. This long road ahead seems familiar. You've been driving for so long, you decide it's best to avoid the unfamiliar, to not go where you don't know. And as you keep driving, the exit paths fade, and you're content. That fire inside your head has fried your brain, and you no longer want to pursue somewhere that would help manage that fire. There's no reason to get off the highway because the fire is now gone. The damage is done. And before you know it, your car is broken down. It's snowing outside. There's no one else on the road with you, and you sit back in the car trying to keep warm. Eventually subduing to the cold and letting it take a hold of you. You spent so much time driving down this highway that anything else is completely foreign to you. Even though when you first started driving, you knew leaving the highway to get help with the fire was a great idea. You just didn't know which exit ramp would be the one to lead you to it. And as you slowly get frozen in time, it comes to your attention that any off-ramp would have saved you. You could have gone anywhere. But you couldn't see it at the time, and as your body begins to crystallize, there's a knock on your window. It's a paramedic. They throw you in the back of the truck and get you to safety. The paramedics don't always come in time, and as they revive you back to life, you thank them profusely for saving you. And instead of them reassuring you that everything is fine, they say to you, "Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. My buddy was recently complaining about a guy he works with. He was saying how this man is lowering his IQ, how he can't stand working with him, how he doesn't enjoy working where he's working because of him. And I totally get where he's coming from. I've worked with people like that. I'm sure many people listening have worked with people like that. They drain your soul. They lower your energy. They're like parasites. But complaining doesn't change your situation. And I tried to explain to him that there's always a choice. You always have a choice. If you're not happy with your current situation, no matter what the reason, you have a choice to change it. I almost quit my job because of this same reason. And yeah, I'm talking about the one I just started. And it was because I was experiencing someone I didn't like working with, someone who made work miserable, not someone who I want to surround myself with, someone who just isn't fun to be around. And I came into work one day after a couple months of dealing with this person. You know, I was browsing different jobs for like a month straight, not really sure where I want to go. And the person that I'm talking about, they tell everyone that they're changing departments, that they're moving to another department. And the weight that came off my shoulders was insane. I mean, I just can't. I can't do that. I've done it before, and it will ruin you when you surround yourself with people like that. Like, if you have a job, because I love my job, but if you have coworkers that you can't get along with, then it's miserable. Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. It's John C. Maxwell. If you're not happy with where you're at in life, you have no one to blame but yourself. Staying stuck with where you're at is a choice you make. Going through life and not making choices on where you want to go, who you want to become, is a choice within itself. You're choosing to stay where you're at. You won't level up, improve your situation, or become happier if you don't consciously commit yourself to making your own choices and not letting life make them for you. The sad part is, most people don't think they have a choice in the matter. They blame everyone else for where they're at. They don't take accountability. And if you never take accountability for your life and the choices you've made to be where you're at, you'll never get out of where you're at because you don't have the mindset that you're the creator of your life. You think other people have put you where you're at. And the only way to get out of that is to make the choice to become accountable for your actions and where they've taken you in your life. No one else is to blame for your circumstances. On the path of adulthood, you will be presented with so many different options on what you could do. Just like I talked about in my last episode, it's very easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis. So many options that you get overwhelmed and never choose a direction. This can happen because you don't have all the answers, you're not ready to make a choice, you're afraid that the choice you make will be the wrong one. All these are valid issues. There are also roadblocks on your path to becoming your best self. You have no fucking clue if the choice you make will end up serving you properly or not. But you gotta understand this fact, which is making a choice is better than deciding not to make one, which is still a choice in the matter. No matter what you do in life, you're going to make choices. The wrong choice tends to be the ones where you choose not to do something. Because you're scared, because you're inexperienced, because you don't think you're ready, and the list goes on. Try this little exercise out. Write down the things you want to do, and next to it put why you haven't done it. Then put down what would happen if you didn't make that choice. Here's an example. I want to start going to the gym. I'm scared people will judge me while I'm there. I don't feel comfortable going. If I don't start going to the gym, I'm going to slowly ruin my mental and physical health. That's what's going to happen. Doing this exercise, it takes you out of your head and really exposes you for who you are and what you'll become if you don't make a choice around something. It becomes more real once you see it written out in front of you. It's also interesting to do this exercise because you realize that the choices you want to make in life really aren't that scary once you write it out, once you give it some thought. The greatest thing is once you start making choices in your life and not letting life make choices for you, you get hungrier. You'll want more. You'll see how much potential you have. You'll realize that the things your mind fears most only seem scary because you've never done it before. Your mind is trying to protect you, but once you've done enough things that you thought you couldn't do, you become unstoppable. You'll make choices left and right. And if they don't work out, well, now you know, which is definitely better than never knowing because you were too scared to go through with it. Choices are what separates the successful from the non-successful. Stop letting life choose where you should be and take extreme ownership for your life. It's way better than the latter. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a 5-star review and refer it to a friend. If you want to support the show, there's a link in the show notes. Click it. It'll give you further instructions to go from there. If you want to follow me on social media, my personal page is PetryRichard_, that's Petry Richard_, and my fitness page is Richard Petry Fitness. Thank you guys again for listening. I truly do appreciate it. You guys have no idea. So, thank you. And I'll see you all next Friday. Peace.